with the travel that's required, sometimes you may be traveling from one end of the state one weekend, or the kingdom one weekend, to the other end of the kingdom the next weekend, and be doing that every weekend in a month. So how do you think you'd be able to travel much? And if not, if you're not able to make an event, how would you deal with that? And either couple can start. Do you want Anna, Catherine, and Bob to start first?
I think it's our turn next.
Okay, please.
Travel to me is fun. I look forward to it. I got all kinds of time to travel. I always like going to new places, meeting exciting, unusual people.
Stop there. For us, I'm an Air Force brat and an Army wife. Travel is like the funnest thing. I'm like gnashing a bit because I don't get to leave on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. It's just, traveling is, yeah, one end of the kingdom to the other. Yeah, that's a long way. As long as I don't have to be in Winterhofen and then to Citadel, but in one day, then we're good. Because traveling is something that we've done it with the kids, we've done it moving PCS tours, packing it up, let's go here. So I'd have to get a little more organized probably, because, just knowing how to grab the bag, if for instance, there's something that comes up like somebody wants to deliver a baby, and I can't go, then, we'll swap. We can go 2 different directions if we have to. And that's something that, I don't have a problem going independently. In fact, I do that fairly often all my life, so traveling's fun. Traveling's fun.
I don't know that I would say traveling is fun, but when we were retinue to Their Majesties Tam and Catherine, we, for 6 months, 8 months, for 8 months, we traveled either every weekend or every other weekend. It's something that we have done, and when they stepped down as King and Queen, we have continued to attend most of those same events because we met people there that we enjoyed and wanted to continue to see those people.
Hey, let me play back.
Traveling for SCA events is one of the things that we have just, because of where we live, we just went into the SCA knowing that that was going to take most of the time, and money was going to be in travel. So that part doesn't, I don't think it phases either of us. 1 weekend a month I have to take my daughters north, and if there's an event that weekend, that's the weekend that he goes by himself. If there's a weekend that he's working, which is more often than not, well, not weekends so much, but weekdays, then I go by myself, or me and the girls as it is. But travel for the SCA is not a big deal. Travel for other things is not fun. But travel for SCA is worth it.
I travel all over the state. We've got jobs all the way up into Colorado, and I can transfer up and go do jobs there before an event and be on site, for a weekend event. I can be up there on Wednesday staying in a hotel, knocking out jobs, and spend the weekend doing an event, and then drive back down.
Excellencies, may I open it up? Is there anyone, member of the populace, do they have a question? Sorry, I saw this stand first. She is my wife, so.
Good choice.
As I'm sure you are well aware, having been around a tenure or a reign, there are a lot of stresses that come with this territory and this position. can you please briefly let us know how you handle yourselves under stress? What are you like so that we can know what to anticipate from you? So we can look at you and say, ooh, they're stressed, because I know that's a trigger, so please tell us.
When I'm stressed, I tend to stop talking and excuse myself. My daughters think it's hilarious because I call it a mommy timeout. And I refer to it that way. Mommy needs a timeout. Mommy needs a minute to calm back down. And typically for me, it's I get quiet because I'm trying to make sure that that anything I say is not emotional. And so it's, in my mind, it's better to not talk until I'm sure that I'm calm enough to talk. That's probably the easiest way to notice when I'm stressed out, is when I'm just sitting there not saying anything.
Odds are, nobody will ever know when I'm stressed out. I manage nearly 24 people, and they range from A-level technicians to ARCA hires that you don't want to give them a screwdriver. And in the corporate culture, you can't just lash out because you get suspended. So stress, it's a game, and if something isn't going right, you make it as right as possible, and you keep everything going, and you keep everybody having fun. There's no reason to upset an event or an evening or 10 minutes of your time, because this is your time off. This is precious stuff. And getting stressed and upset and angry, it's not worth it.
Speaking as his wife, he's not kidding that you can't tell.
I get stressed. It depends on the kind of stress, because there are different kinds. If it's a situation where all of a sudden there's 16 or 17 things that suddenly become little things that all are piling up at once, I'll become disorganized. I won't be able to think clearly, and I'll usually, like she does, shut up. But a mommy timeout, that's a good one. But it's one of those, I'll walk away and I will think it through, and then I would come back. If it's a physical thing where suddenly, the tents are blowing down and the wind's blowing and it's raining, no, I don't have a problem with that. I go out, I manage it, I get it squared away, everybody's taken care of. I go back to my tent, and then I go, but it's different because it depends on the kind of stressors. And if little bitty things just nitpick and stuff like that and build up, then, and I can't get answers to why these little bitty things, and because I just want to know why, or something like that, that will stress me. So sometimes too, I'll just go and say, so what the heck is going on? Because I don't know why all these little things seem to be popping up. That kind of situation, I'll walk away and I'll go, okay, I'm just going to sit back here. I'm going to look and hide behind the tent. And I'm going to think about this for a while. But if it's something more practical, something that isn't as specifically people-oriented, I don't have a problem with that. I can put organization to work real fast.
I spent 20 years in a very stressful job. What I do now is when I get stressed is I become quieter than I normally am. I will make noises like, or hold my finger up saying, hold on a second, let me redo this here. But that's what I do.
Thank you.
This was inspired by Lady Brianna with her, I'm a teacher and I take care of people and I have heal in hand and volunteer for everyone, but it's for everyone because I know all of you do that. So because you guys volunteer and serve our kingdom and our barony, how do you think that will translate into leading our barony and being the representative to the kingdom?
Don't everyone raise your hand.
In order to cogitate,
It's their turn.
yes.
We're supposed to be.
I feel that being in charge, I was in charge of shops where I had all kinds of work, people underneath me where I had to sit down and mediate and mentor and instruct them to become better people is what they are. And I feel that working for the Crown is to take the barony and improve it, work with it, nurture it
I love you.
for a future game.
I want to hold you.
I was raised by a Victorian mother. It was long after the Victorian era.
What is that?
And when it comes to representing the barony, I will, first of all, defend it fiercely. But second of all, I would do nothing to embarrass it. Leading is something that I tend to lead by example, and I would always make sure that our barony was looked after, as well as doing whatever, in the barony to help it grow and prosper. I'm looking forward to the Ren Fair. I was like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is going to be very good. But I have a few ideas of how to maybe bring in people from other areas here, but, that the people not just at demos or not just at this activity or that, at a school when they're so young at the younger schools or something, but, connecting with other baronies and listening to what they have, that they've done, things like that. Leading is something you've got to do there too. Sitting on the thrones is, I'm not sure if I'm getting this question right, but as far as, when I go, no ma'am, my Victorian mother would kill me.
The Baron and Baroness are a leadership position in an organization where you have to incite the people of their own volition to achieve goals. In a leadership position in a company, you control their paycheck. And it's really easy to hold them accountable based on that because everybody has bills, nobody wants to go hungry. This is a volunteer organization, and you have to inspire the people to achieve the results that everybody needs to achieve to move forward. And having been guards and ladies in waiting and the squire of the king, knowing the inner workings and the precedents that the game follows keeps everything running smoothly. And smooth looks good, and if it looks good, everybody likes it.
Leading is, in the SCA, leading is something that has to be done from the front. And that means that the barony has to see the Baron and Baroness modeling the behaviors, the activities. So how would I specifically do that? The barony would see me participating constantly. The barony would see me inviting people to do things together. I would probably spend probably more of my time talking with the barony about where they want to go. I know where I want the barony to go, but my vision for the barony is not necessarily the barony's vision. And